Hey everyone, so welcome to part 2 of making this adorable little tote bag. In the first video we did the bottom half, well the main half of the bag, and we're going to go on to do the straps. I'm really sorry I had to put it into 2 videos, it was just far too big to be able to put into 1 video. But I hope you found the first part easy to follow. If you have any questions, please leave them in that comment section so I can easily understand which part you're referring to. If you want to know how to make this one and you've stumbled across part 2 instead of part 1, I've got a link up here for it. It is a pretty simple project if you have accidentally stumbled across this one instead of part 1. So if you want to go and check that out, go ahead. It's a pretty relaxing project and I absolutely love it. So for this video, we're going to go and finish the bag, starting with making the strap. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. And if you enjoyed my first video and you enjoyed this one, leave a like, maybe even subscribe if you want some more videos. So now we're going to get on to making the strap. So here I have finished the body of the bag. I only did 11 rows instead because I just didn't want mine that tall this time, but you can add as many rows or as little rows as you would like for how big you would like it. I've only done 11 for our double cluster stitches. So you want to leave not too much because it's not important, you don't need it to tie onto anything, but enough so that it doesn't unravel. So your body of your bag should look something like this now, even if you're doing the big one, should look the same. The bottom will be open and you'll still have the end of the thread from your slip knot. So again, in comparison to the bigger bag, so this is the bottom of it, this is the top. It will look very similar once we finish the top of our bag. So here you can see that we've slip stitched everything together, but we won't do that at the very end. And it closes up pretty nicely, and trust me, nothing will fall through this. But you can see in size comparison compared to the bigger one, it is quite a bit smaller, but this is absolutely perfect if you don't want anything too big. So for the strap, on my bigger one, it is about 13 inches. And we did 3 different types of stitches to sew on the strap. If you want to have the strap about the same size for your smaller bag, you can. I'm going to, or you can make it a lot shorter for if you want a little shoulder bag, or a lot longer if you want a longer strap to go. If you're a bit taller, you might want a longer strap. Okay, so to make the strap the same as my big one, we're going to start by chaining 100. Make sure these stitches aren't too loose but not too tight either, because you want it to be nice and strong, but you don't want it to be too tight that your stitches end up making it very, very stiff and uncomfortable. So I've decided to go with 80 just because I think it's more proportionate for the smaller bag, if you can see here. And remember, it's going to stretch out just a little bit when we've add more stitches in. That's about how big it is for 80, so it's a nice little shoulder bag. So now you're going to go in your bag and you're going to fold it in half so you know where your stitches on the side are. And you're going to slip stitch into that one there. Doesn't matter where on your bag you choose to do it. Oh my goodness. So for this bit, this is to make it ever so slightly bigger. If you look on my bigger one, you can just about see I did one row of half double crochet, a row of single crochet, 2 rows of single crochet, and then a row of slip stitch. And remember, when you do it on both sides, it will make it much thicker, so you do as many rows as you want for how thick you would like it, but bear in mind it will make your bag slightly longer. I'm only going to do half double crochet and a single crochet because I don't want my strap too big compared to the bag size, and I don't want it too much longer. So how you can do this, we're going to start on this end, so we're going to go the way you would normally crochet. Make sure that the strap doesn't twist either. So we're going to do, if you've done your smaller bag, there should be about 30 stitches on both sides, but we're going to do 30 stitches on this side. If you're doing the bigger bag, it is 50 stitches. Remember to go into the same stitch you did your slip stitch in from when you attached your strap. So the way I've done is that when I folded mine, I made sure that the slip stitch from my last row of the double cluster was on the side, so I knew where to stop. So now we're going to attach the other side of our strap. Again, make sure that it is not twisted because it just will make everything a bit of a mess, to be honest. And you want to go into that very first stitch there. And do a slip stitch. So now you're going to have quite a few pieces of yarn just laying about now. So I'm going to tie these two up. One is from our last row of double cluster and one is from the end of our chain for our strap. Okay, so now what we're going to do, my yarn is on the wrong side. Okay, this is very easy to fix. Stick on my half, there we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to work along just one side of our chain. So I don't know if it shows up on the camera too well. But if you look on here, you will see teardrops. So the side that we've been working on, which is our right hand side, you want to work on the fishtail side. That is on the same side as the last row of stitches that we have just done. So we just did a row of half double crochet, so you can do half double crochet up your strap out as well. So you should, if you're doing the strap on your smaller bag, I've done 80, so I'm going to do 80 half double crochets along my strap. If you're doing the longer one, which is 100, you should do 100 stitches up that strap. Make sure these are nice and tight so that it is nice and strong and structured, and it will also make sure that it is sturdy and will last a little longer and it won't untie itself. So you can see the strap starting to thicken. So as I said, if you're doing a bigger bag, I do 3 rows of different stitches. So I do the first row as a half double crochet, as I've done on this small bag as well. And I do the second one as a single crochet, and then the third as a slip stitch. The slip stitch row really doesn't make that much of a difference to the thickness. It just makes it a lot stiffer and does add that little bit of extra like stiffness to the side of the straps. I'm not going to add that because it does make it a bit more chunkier, and with this size bag I don't want to add that. So here I have just finished my half double crochet on the bag and half double crochet on the first half of the strap. So what I'm going to do now is that we are going to do a round of single crochet on the bag and a round single crochet on this side of the strap. So here I've just finished my last single crochet, and then to the next stitch I'm going to do a slip stitch. So you can see with this method that it's all joined together and there's no chance of the strap unraveling. And if you look over here, if you compare the two sides together, you can see that does make it a little bit taller. Not much, but that's like another row of the double cluster stitch. And if you look at the strap, this is how thick it is for one side, and when we do it on the other side, this is how thick it is going to be. So if you want a little thinner, just do less rows or do a different stitch and not do a half double crochet, maybe do a single crochet instead. But that is how it looks at the moment. So there's two ways you could do it. You can either snip off this yarn and do a slip stitch and then reattach the yarn on the other side and continue, or you can work backwards just to do another stitch here so it doesn't unravel and you've got one continuous line. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to work back on a few stitches on the inside, just doing slip stitches inside the bag so it's not noticeable. So now I'm on the other side of the strap, and I'm going to work up the strap first, so we're still going in the way of a single crochet if you do it right-handed, and then come back down here. So we're going to do one row of half double crochet. And for the last round, you're going to do single crocheting around again. Okay, so to close off the bottom, you're going to turn your bag inside out. And make sure it's folded in half correctly. And you're just going to take your yarn and do slip stitches all the way down the bottom here. If you've done your bigger bag, that should be 50 single slip stitch. And if you're doing your smaller bag, that should be 30. So I've slip stitched the bottom of my bag. You can do a single crochet, but I don't feel that is really necessary. It doesn't make any difference. But make sure that your stitches are nice and tight. With all these loose threads, I've kept them a nice long distance that I can sew them into the stitches. This one I left a bit too short, but you know, oh well. And because our bag is inside out, you want to make sure that the end of it is on the side that, well, this side, so facing you. Don't pull too tight, that ends up cinching the bag. And make sure you're only going through one side and not sewing it together. You don't have to do it too much. I've just done it about just a fair amount. Then I can snip off the excess. So just leave a little tuft, but when you add, if you want to add lining, you won't see that. I'm not going to do that, like I said, because I just don't see a need. What you can also do is not glue these down, but yeah, put some hot glue to hold it down, but don't put too much, or it will become really stiff. I'm still filming, so if you could keep it down. So that's that done, and we can turn it the right way around again. And I forgot that last one. You can see a nice clean seam on the outside now. And as simple as that, the bag is done. I think this is really, really cute. I absolutely love how this one turned out. And yeah, if you like post any photos of your finished products, whether you made the bigger one or the smaller one, please tag me in it. You'll find me on Instagram and TikTok under listings. I would love to see them because I absolutely love this project. It's so, so cute. I really hope that you found it easy to follow. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want more tutorials, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I try to upload as often as possible, and I always check out my comments for requests, and I try to do every single one that I see. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope that you're really happy with the way yours turned out. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.